page, okay? I'm going to log into my real account that I currently use, and that way I could kind of teach you guys what to do. Now, at this point in time, it's not yet necessary, I don't think, to have offshore covering everything, because it's not overwhelming just yet. It's hard work and it takes time, but I'm here and I do it. But again, just so that we could kind of train and see how it looks, let's do this now. So here, I'm going to log in. Okay, and this is what it looks like once it loads. Hold on. Do you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, so over here, I could show me the listings for an event date, right? So I could pick up just today's, the next 3 days, the next 7 days, next 14, next 30, or this month. So I'm just going to do the next 30 days, okay? And over here, you're going to see all the real inventory that all the inventory that I have listed on all the exchanges. So let's say the top one is the chain smokers, and then the next one is share. And if you scroll down, you'll see Trans-Siberian Orchestra, right? Et cetera, et cetera. You see that? You guys see that?
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Okay. Now over here, this basically, I'm just going to go through it. This says when I'm going to have the tickets, the quantity I have, the section I listed, the row, the seat numbers, how much I paid, you know, how I'm willing to sell the tickets in 1 ticket, 2 tickets, 4 tickets. This is the details of the ticket. This little thing over here means that it's a mobile QR code that we're going to upload. Okay. And then this little Z next to it, which is important, that is zone seating. So that basically is anything that I'm listing from one of those spreadsheets that you guys send me. It tells the system that it's a zone sale, which basically means, in fact, it's a category sale, meaning it's not real tickets. So these tickets that you see here, if you look, my cost is 0, and the Z tells me it's zone seating because these were never real tickets. Do you understand that?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a bad noise in the background. I don't know what that noise is, but I don't know if you should, I don't know what it is. You guys hear that?
Karthik,
yeah, that's better.
Can you mute, Karthik?
Yeah.
No,
it's better, it's better.
Okay.
It's good, it's good. If you have any questions, tell me. So now the Z here is for zone seating. That basically means that these tickets were not real and it's a spec sale. So when we say a category sale or a spec sale or a zone sale, that all means the same thing. Now over here was the price I was willing to sell these for, $249. Over here by internal notes, it would say, let's say I bought these tickets on a certain account. It would say which account I bought it on. This consignment is always going to be no. Auto pricing is just something we don't use. And then over here, this little red arrow means broadcast. And I am telling the system now not to broadcast any of these tickets, meaning I don't want to sell these anymore. The window of opportunity to spec these is now closed, and I'm not interested in selling these tickets anymore, so I'll unbroadcast. So they won't go on to any of the exchanges anymore. So far, so good, I think. Now, what happens if I sell a ticket that is zone sale? So let's say I would sell this ticket for $249. I would get an email saying I sold the tickets, Chain Smokers and Vivint Smart Home Arena, saying that I sold the tickets. Now, in my point of sale, this skybox, Vivid, right here, in order to view my zone sales, I would go to the top where it says inventory, sales. I click on sales and I look for pending zone fills. And that essentially means any ticket order that is still open, that was not filled, that is a spec sale, will be there. So if I click that, it'll bring me to this page that has, if you see on the bottom, a total of 490 open orders that were not filled yet. These 490 orders, and again, I'm assuming you're with me because you haven't stopped me, is what I have available. And right now, it's by default categorized and listed by invoice date, meaning newest to oldest. So the last spec sale I had was today at 1:10 p.m. And you see here it says Zach Brown Band. The event date is in April. And here it'll give you the information. It'll tell you the venue is Sprint Center, the section is 201, the row is 9, the quantity is 4, and my total payout is $102 per ticket, basically $410. So here it tells me when I'm going to have it in hand. And if you go back a second, it'll also tell me where I sold it. So I sold it on Vivid. Same thing with the next one. I sold Jojo Siwa on Vivid Seats. I sold that today at 12:42 p.m. Same idea. The venue, section 10 run, row W, 4 tickets, my total payout, and then just ignore all the rest. The stock type, this is just, I haven't been paid for it yet. This means it wasn't filled yet. This is when I told them I'm gonna have it by. This is what type of ticket it's gonna be. This is a note, so I know it came from that list you guys send me all the time. And over here is actually the most important part for filling. So if you look over here, this is for Zach, the top one we said is Zach Brown Band and Sprint Center. There's a link here to view this event on Vivid and view this link on StubHub. So if I click this one, it's gonna open a new tab and it's gonna bring me to Vivid Seats. And it shows me all the tickets on Vivid that are available. If I go back and I click on this link, it's gonna show me all the tickets that are available on StubHub, same event. So that's why it's important that it's here. I'm able to view live inventory on Vivid and StubHub. Now, obviously, I think we all know that Vivid and StubHub charge fees. So if a certain ticket, let's say I need section 106, is showing up here for row 13 and I wanna buy it, I would first look to the other sites, either Ticket Evolution or TickPick or Fan Exchange or any other sites that don't charge fees, and try and save money by filling it that way. Now, let's say I do have tickets to fill with. How do I tell the system that I now filled this order? So this goes on this last part, this wheel, and the settings button, which basically tells me fill from inventory. Now, it's not gonna show me anything, and we'll do a demo just to show you, but basically if I click over here, fill from inventory, and I had section 201 row 9, it would show up over here. And I would be able to click on this button, click fill, and then it kind of creates the invoice, it kind of cancels out the invoice, and this one will no longer show up as a pending zone fill, but actually as a fulfilled sale. I'll show you an example of something I purchased today that I could show you how to do that. So if I want to, well, this is also important, if I want to filter listings, right? So I want to show you yes.
Sorry, real quick on that. Do you ever fulfill?
I didn't know you were here, Kate. Hey, you're here too? I didn't know that. What's up?
Yeah, I was creeping in the background.
How are you? What's up, man? Yeah.
In the example that you just showed, that would be in a scenario where the tickets are strictly digital. And are we only dealing with digital tickets in this scenario?
In this scenario, we are. If there's, for whatever reason, let's say we sold hard stock tickets, then it would also show me a hard stock. Whatever inventory I have for that event, even if, let's say, I sold section 201 row 9, right? Let's say I had section 107 row 6, it would show up there. I wouldn't use that to fill this order, but it would show any ticket I have for that event that's real inventory would show up when I click that wheel.
Got it. Okay. Just wanted to clarify.
That makes sense?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, good. Now, next is, let me continue. That is going to be, so let's go back. It looks like this when you first come to the page, sorry, where the filters up here is, minimized. You don't see any filters. Now, what if I want to filter a specific artist, a specific venue, a specific range of time? So over here, I could filter by an invoice ID, the invoice date, when the order was placed, when I tell them I'll have the tickets, the external reference is the order number, and they're all right here, right? If I would select this, for example, and put it external reference, and I just want to look for this order, I could click apply, and the only order that'll show up is this Doobie Brothers order. If I went too fast, tell me, but it just filtered out all the other listings, and now I'm only focused on this one listing. If I X that out, it now brings me back to my original page of all the 490 listings that are available, like you see down here, 490 zone sales that are open, sorry, not available. Okay. Now, let's say I sold tickets, and I know I have these, so we'll do this like this. I sold tickets to KISS, and I know I have these in stock. That's interesting. Oh, sorry, wrong event. I'm looking for, sorry, Alan Jackson, sorry. For Alan Jackson, and I know that I have it in stock. So here are all my tickets, 16 sales for Alan Jackson that are open sales that I did not fill yet. If I want to filter it by invoice date, I can. By external reference, I can. By the customer, by the performer, by the event date, by the venue. So I'm going to filter this now by venue. You see, I could filter it by a lot of different options, by the section, by the row, et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to filter this now by venue. I just click on that. It now is going from W to A. I want to go the other way. I want to go from A to Z. So I click it again. And now Bridgestone, it starts with a B is the first one, then Dickies, etc. So now over here, let's go back and we'll deal with the Don Haskins show. These 5 sales.
What are these
Okay,
external
so
reference numbers?
those are order numbers, meaning SeatGeek's order number
Got
is not, or StubHub's order number is the top one would be order number 256, and then the next one would be a Vivid order number. SeatGeek's order is 92G, et cetera, et cetera. So that's just the order number that, and I'll bring my email here just to show you on this page. You guys see my email now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if I would take that order number, the 92, plug it into my search on Gmail, it would bring up that sale, which would now show me I sold Alan Jackson, section B, row 24, and the details. So that's all the external references. It just shows the order number on SeatGeek. So now let's say I want to fill this. So I bought these tickets today on Ticketmaster, and section B, row 24, I want to fill on SeatGeek. Now SeatGeek allows me to fill within the 5-row rule that we all know. And I go all the way to the end. Again, I could view section B, row 24. I could view it on Vivid. I could view it on StubHub, but I know I already have the tickets. I click on this wheel, and now it shows me my active inventory. I have 5 real pairs of tickets here that I can cover. Okay? So I now sold section B, row 24. I want to fill it with section B, row 21. I click on that box on the left, and down here, and this is the most important part, I click fill. If for whatever reason I wanted to use section C, row 22, which I'm not, but just in case, I would just click C, row 22, and then click fill. But here we're using the top one, B, row 21. If I needed to fill 2, if I wanted to use 2 of these, I would click 2, and it would show up as 2, but let's just do it simple. B, 21, I'm using now. I click on fill, and it brings me to this page. This page is basically the invoice page on my point of sale. Over here, you'll see the invoice number, which I rarely use. It shows when this was created, so this sold on November 10th. It's been sitting in pending open fills until today. It shows me across over here the external reference number. So I could kind of grab that. I'm going to take it again. And I now have the external reference number copied, and I could use it. It shows I sold it on SeatGeek. This is just the SeatGeek information, which is pointless. We don't care about that. And then over here, it'll show me the original sale. It's all crossed out, but it does show me that I sold section B, row 24, seats 1003, 1004 for $0 was my cost. I sold it for $156. Now we're removing that. You see the cancel button here? That's now getting removed. I don't have to do anything. I didn't touch anything. It happens by default. Then over here, the second line now shows me the inventory that's replacing this, which is what I clicked on in order to replace it, which would be, again, section B, row 21, seats 1 and 2. I paid $85 for them, $170 total for the pier. What I got paid was $156 each, $313 for the pier. Made nice money on this. And all I do is I scroll either to the bottom or to the top. Bottom would be here. Top, it's always here, sticky. I just click save and finish. And now this sale is invoice updated successfully. And that sale is now out of my pending zone fills. So if I go back to my pending zone fills and I click sales, pending zone fills, I will now, instead of have 490, I will have, well, I just sold the ticket. So that instead of having, I should say 489. It would have said 491 down here, but basically we just sold another pier of Jojo Siwa in section 231. So we could do that again. Essentially, I'll just show you another one just so that I could show you that the number goes down unless I sell a ticket again. But again, it was Alan Jackson, and I will filter all my listings, click apply. It now just brings me to Alan Jackson. Am I going too fast? I'm good, I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm now going to filter it by going to venue, so it's just easier for me to see which venue I want to deal with. And over here I look again. Alan Jackson at the Don Haskins Center. I sold section C, row 23 up here. So I go all the way to the end again. I find that row, which is C row 23. It brings me to my active inventory. I select C row 22. I click on fill. Again, it brings me to this page. It shows me SeatGeek. Let me just take the order number. It shows me C row 23 was originally sold. How much I paid was $0 because it wasn't real. I'm replacing it with C22. I paid $85 for them. I'm getting paid $170 for them, and click on Save and Finish. Once again, brings me to the inventory page, invoice updated successfully. And now if we go back to pending zone fills, it should show 489. And there we go, 489, because now that sale is removed. Now, if I want to show you, I could show you on a new tab. Hold on, let me open a new tab. I could show you that if I go to find this order, that order number that I just gave you, that external reference number, and I want to look at my details for that, I could go to reports. Now, this is not as important for you guys to know. I'm just showing you what the system does. But if I go to my sold inventory report, which by default just shows me all the sales I had today, I can then filter this out by selecting invoice date. It does not matter, so I X that out down there. If you see on the bottom left where the mouse is, it was invoice date was set by default to today. I then made it to nothing. It now has no invoice date. And up over here, by external reference, I now just paste that order number. And I'll click apply, and it'll now bring me to that sale. And instead of showing me C23, row TBD or whatever, and I paid 0, it shows me the actual sale of what I need. So in here, I could see section C, row 22. I paid $170 for it. I sold it for $341. My profit on this sale was almost 100% or 50%, was $170.40. That's P&L. If I go a little bit further, I could see the order number. It's right here. I can then see what type of category, what event, which state, what type of tickets. And then it shows me here by internal notes what account, what Ticketmaster account I bought it on. And that's essentially it. But basically what I showed you here is that by clicking that button where I filled the inventory, it now tells the system, hey, we filled this order is now complete. It now goes into my real profit, meaning I made $170.40. It's now a real sale as opposed to a pending sale. If I click on the invoice ID, which I will show you here, which is this blue thing that you're able to click on, this link, it then brings me back to that page which I showed you originally, which was section C23 was replaced by C22, et cetera, et cetera. This was now built into the system based on the fact that I filled it from that page of pending zone fills. Any questions?
No.
Okay.
No.
So that's the basic idea of how to use this, again, how to use the system. So again, if you know, you guys are doing this, and Karthik, you'll tell me, but basically if you guys just want to kind of go into the system and see what's available, you would just come to the home page, which would look like this, and then click on, one second, let it just load. And you would just go to sales,
Pending inventory.
and click on pending zone fills, and it brings you back to that page. Now, if you want to filter it again by date, if you want to just see there's some in here that are fake, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Not fake, but expired. If I click on invoice date, so right now it's filtering by the oldest one. So this is a sale from last January. This is filled by last January, and you'll see that there's an event here that happened in April of last year. I just never filled it. So there are a bunch in here. It's not a crazy amount. It basically goes, like the first 10 sales, I think, are sales that I have to get rid of. But after that, there's a whole bunch of real sales, like the Celine Dion's and, you know, Chicago Beers at Packers. There are a couple of sales that are fake. I could show you if I filter it by event date. What I mean by fake, again, I'm sorry, it's not fake, it's that the event happened already. So they're sitting in here. When it says 489, there's really, let's say, only 470 that are pending. These sales happened, and I just never took care of them. Either the orders were canceled on me, or the event was canceled, or I lost money in it, and I never, you know, put it into the system for whatever reason. So I get probably laziness and just got overwhelmed with work. So like if you'll scroll down and you look at event date, this is 2018. This is, you know, right here is July of 2019. So we're looking for anything past today's date, which would start at 11/21. So this would be the first real thing, which is in 3 days. So you see we scroll down quite a nice amount of probably 20 to 25 events that already passed. So instead of 489, it would be, let's say, 469. And here we are sitting with 469 tickets to kind of fill. And you'll look and you'll see Miranda Lambert, Blake Shelton, Jason Aldean, Celine Dion, Miranda Lambert again. Like all these are just waiting to be filled. And here's another one I'll show you. I bought this yesterday. I'm losing money on this. But for example, I just want to show you this one right here for Oprah Winfrey with Michelle Obama. So this one was sold on Ticket Evolution.